Hello again, small spaceship collectors. So this is a whole case of these Cosmo Fleet collection from the cartoon series Space Battleship Yamato. Or if you're living in North America at the time, it would have been called Star Blazers. Star Blazers was a cartoon I grew up watching, so that's why I rather like these little things. Really funky designs. I don't know if this, I think this has been opened before. The tape is obviously broken. What I'm looking for is some sort of date. I'd like to know how old my toys are. But apparently, whoever made this, oh no, nice, here we go, Megahouse. It's the brand, and 2013, so they're getting pretty old now, these guys. So we have 10 things in here. Dump them all out. You're never gonna find these at retail, so it doesn't really even matter what order I open these in my opinion. Let's just look at one box. Oh, I think they've all been opened anyways. Well, at least this one has. So let us look at this box then. Well, I guess we'll start with the front. What does it say a B on here? It says Shinsha Organization B. And that one has it. They all have it. Maybe it's a distribution company, but it's an additional sticker. It wasn't originally planned in the printout. Alright, so the date is on there, so if you do oddly buy this at some sort of used toy store, you'll know how old it is. Some sort of legal jargon. And it seems like there's a website here for Megahouse, megahobby.jp, and this is what we're more interested in. So, blind boxes, and it looks like there's 10 ships here, so I would have to assume that I got one of each of these, seeing how there's 10 in a case. I'm going to be kind of annoyed if I didn't. Although maybe not, because I did a different case, and I already have this, and I think the green one. So half of these I already have, so it doesn't matter, I guess, as long as I get the other 5 that I don't have. So let's just tear this thing open, and then we have a plastic bag with nothing else. No instructions in there. The instructions are actually on a piece of paper. On that other case I opened, they were actually printed on the inside of the box. You can just look up Star Blazers in my channel if you want to find that other review. I don't even need to cut this. I already have this ship. Alright. I'm going to bring out all the ships that I already have. Alright, let's cut. Well, this is brand new, so I guess I'll just rip this open. You know what? Tearing gets annoying. I think it'd just be smarter to scissor them open. There's no tear. You know, perforation thing to tear. I would have just have. What's in this one? This is the Yamato with a ring, I think, around it. Or is it? It's got a fighter. I don't know, I'll have to look and see if I have this one already. I feel like I do, but it's maybe... I had to assemble these wings on mine, so I'll have to see if it's totally different or not. Let's take a look at this one. Yeah, the Yukikaze. I already have this one. So that's going back in the box. The green carrier. I already have that one as well. Although maybe the paint apps are different. Oh, and there's something yellow here, so maybe I'll keep that one out. I think what I'll do is I'll actually go and get the ones that I have, the duplicates, and we'll see if they're really the same or not. Because if they're not the same, I probably will keep them. I'll open them up here in this video. This is the translating robot. I forget what it's called in Star Blazers. So that's interesting. Oh, there's a special Build-A-Figure, it seems. So this thing is part of a Build-A-Figure, but it has this ship, which I don't think I have. Yeah, I already have that one. Although it's got the Build-A-Figure thing. Let's see. So, yeah, I guess I probably will have to open at least the ones that have a Build-A-Figure part. And then this is that destroyer and a Build-A-Figure part is that yellow thing. Okay. I think I'm getting the gist of how these things are laying out. This one I definitely don't have, a purple carrier, so that's cool. The blue carrier, I don't have that one either. I think we must be missing the Yamato with this ring of rocks around it. There it is, the Ring of Rocks Yamato. Alright, let me reset the camera. Alright, let's open up, this. Well, you know what, let's save the best for last. It's Yamato with the ring. I think that's the highlight of the series. We'll start with the blue multi-deck aircraft carrier. Alright, so it seems like the instructions are on a separate piece of paper and they're not on like the other series where they're on the inside of the box. And it seems like you have the same instructions for all of them. Okay, well, here's the base, and the base has, you know, some stats and an outline of the weapons and where they are. And then it also comes with this Gammalus torpedo fighter, so that's neat. And so the stand for the main vehicle and that little fighter are in here. So this thing pegs into this hole here, and then this thing pegs into this thing here. And being a ball peg, you can get a pretty great amount of articulation, and then for the little fighter, obviously you can go up and down and stuff there. So let's put that aside for now. This one came with one of the feet for the chase robot. Or not, it's not a chase, it's a Build-A-Figure, kind of like Hasbro does with their Marvel Legends and stuff. So these are the little turrets for the thing. And I think it's the same casting as the other review I did, it's just blue. But we'll find out after I put it together. Here's the little fighter. It's so small. I mean, obviously it doesn't look very real. I don't know. It's, first of all, it's a cartoon, so does it look realistic? I don't know, because it's coming from a cartoon. But this red nose, the entire thing is a torpedo going along the whole body. So maybe that is realistic to the cartoon. What I do like are these little panel lines and how the cockpit's painted and all that stuff. So, yeah. I mean, for its size, I guess it's pretty great. And so that pegs into this hole on the arm, and for some reason the arm fell out of this thing. Alright, so that's that guy. So I'm gonna have to put these turrets on, but before that we might as well look at this thing. So yeah, nice vents, engine thruster details. Main engines are painted pink inside. They're recessed quite a bit, and then the bridge here is painted reddish, I guess, or pink up top. And then the landing, oh boy, this is all messed up though. Look at all these decks. They are totally... This aircraft carrier has been a car wreck and an aircraft wreck, it seems. So the bottom piece is a separate piece. I wonder if I could... It's rigid plastic, so I'm afraid to break it. Ah, boy, I think I'm just going to have to live with it. That's too bad. If it was PVC, you could just dip it in hot water and melt it. Maybe you could still do that with just this type of plastic, and then just bend it back in place. Well, I'll have to deal with that later. Well, let me get the green one from the previous review I did. Here it is. So even this top deck is a little messed up, and the turrets are on this. So it does look like it's probably the same mold. Yeah. Yeah, it's just ew, it's even curved in this way. This thing is jacked up in all manners. Maybe it was stored in a really hot container or something like that, you know, because this thing's been in storage for over almost 10 years now. So I'm gonna come back after I snip these off and put them on. Alright, just put the turrets on in random directions. It is weird that it actually came with these two turrets already glued in place. They would have saved a lot of money, you know, in the assembly of this if the people didn't have to put those in there. You know, make the buyer do it if they have to do 4 already. And then it would give the buyer, you know, more freedom as to posing them where they want. It's kind of weird that... strange decisions. Anyway, so there we go. I'll just put that aside for now. Yeah, got the instructions out. Purple carrier, same thing, but let's take a concentrated look at the robot head, I guess, or the body of this robot. Alright, so it looks like the whole body is clear plastic, and they ended up painting it all. But it's kind of weird. I'm not sure why they would make this body clear if there's no visible clear parts on it. You know, if there's like a clear dome or something, then they wouldn't have to paint it. But shouldn't they just molded this thing red and then just had yellow and black paint? Nice details. It's a kind of a glossy color as well. Alright, put that aside. So let me pause and I'll just put this thing together because we already went over it already. This is just the same mold again, I think, with a different color. Alright, well, this one is just as jacked up as the other one. You can clearly see this deck here. If I could focus on this thing, it's just not straight. It's curved downwards. Strange. The front end is all jacked up as well, so it's just old toys, you know, suffer from heat exposure or something. Anyways, same as the other one. It does turn out that the little fighter jet is different though. Let me just put this on the stand first. And the peg holes, by the way, for the turrets is really tight, so you gotta be really patient. So the base here is saying this is a gammaless dive bomber, so it is a little bit different from the other one. It does still have a red nose, but it's not a torpedo. It's just a red, probably radome nose or something like that. And it's got 2 other red things, maybe engine intakes or something, and a split tail, vertical tail. So it is quite different. Goes in here. And I guess I'll put it on this side like the other one. Alright, good enough for now. So this one I don't have either. Okita's Battleship. So this is the very first ship from the very first scene of the very first episode of this entire franchise. Also seems to have the head of this Build-A-Figure robot as well. Yes, and sorry if I'm losing focus all the time. I'll focus when it needs to be done. All these baggies are annoying, but it does keep the parts from scratching each other up, so I mean, many of these parts are painted, so you don't want them getting scratched or damaged by rubbing against themselves. So I'm just using these little God hand clippers here, although mine are modified. I have a different video on that if it's interesting to you. I don't think they're the best clippers, by the way. The Display ones are better, I think. But I saved those for actually building model kits. Alright, here's the head of that robot. I think it's called IQ-9 in Star Blazers, if I recall now. You'll see it's actually very well done. I mean, so the black is on top of the red, and then we have yellow, and then these recessed blue windows, or lights I think they were, and equalizer graphs, and whatever, encephalograms, or whatever that thing is called, what, your heartbeat. So, yeah, neat. Okay, so here's some stats on Okita's ship, the weapons, and it comes with a Type 100 search boat, which I don't really actually recall from the cartoon series. Maybe it was there. This cartoon came out in 1974, so I didn't see it until like right in the 1980s. But that, even still, that was a long time ago. Interesting. It comes with one of the. These are meteors that an evil race is sending to Earth to basically make Earth so radioactive that they're trying to kill off mankind with these meteors. So that's nice that it comes with this, but oh well, no, I don't know where it's supposed to go because there's only one stand for, and I'm assuming it's for the fighter. This lifeboat doesn't look like a lifeboat to me. It looks like a fighter plane. So a little yellow paint, blue cockpit, looks nice. Let's mix it up and put it on this side of the stand. Okay. Alright, so I would recommend you glue some of these pieces in. But for the video, I'll just try to pop it in. In fact, before I do that, let's see if these oh yeah, they do turn. The turrets. So that's cool. Yeah, nice. You can get some posing there. Very cool. And then we have some panel lines filled in with black paint. And what about these turrets here? Yeah, those turn as well, so very neat. Very thin. Be careful about snapping that off. I feel like the wings are probably rigid plastic, but I think this body is PVC. It's actually not, I'm not sure if it's straight. I get the impression that the hull is crooked back here, but you can always put it on hot water and try to bend it straighter as it cools off. But little engine details, maybe, yeah, those are the turrets, the rear turrets. Put those off to the side. This is a cool looking ship, I like it. So this must be this little rear wing here. This is a rigid piece of plastic, so I don't want to hold it up there. I'll probably break it off. Let's see if I can get it in this thing. But boy, it's gonna be hard. If I wiggle it. I don't know if that's where it's supposed to max out, or if it's supposed to push in further. Look at the instructions. Doesn't show it assembled, so I'm not sure. There was one other little wing here. I feel like a wing is missing. Because, where does this go now? Oh, that must go into this turret here. This turret's supposed to face forward. I think there's also stuck paint though. I gotta try to work this turret loose instead of tearing off the post. Oh, but that looks like the bridge. Let me come back. Alright, there we go. Got all the fins, these two fins, that fin, and then I just spun the turrets around a little bit. This is the coolest one by far. I like it quite a bit. The only deficiency is there's no hole to put this meteor anywhere. Maybe the opportunity will come up in a different figure, or not figure, spaceship. Okay. Alright, so the green carrier, let's see, I think it is identical. Just looking at it in the bag, it looks totally identical. Even the little ship it comes with looks identical, so all I really need from this is this yellow piece for the Build-A-Figure. So here's that first ship, Dessler's ship. Actually, this might be a little bit different. Let's get the first one out from the first review. No, maybe it is the same. I was thinking these are different here up front, but no, it's the same exact ship. So I'm just gonna put this one out there. Help that cut this out. Next one is this battle carrier, and again, it looks totally identical. Paint apps, the little bomber jet. So I just cut out the Build-A-Figure piece. Looks to be the same scenario with this thing. This Gameless Destroyer, all the same parts. So I'm just gonna leave that one out. And then for this regular Yamato, again, it looks totally identical. Even the little the fighter plane, I think it looks the same. No, the fighter plane is different. Okay, so I gotta open this one up. And we'll compare them a little bit. Use antenna go for the Build-A-Figure. So the stand on this one is black, and every one of these for this case. But the very first case I reviewed, you'll notice some of them are white, some of them are black. I don't know the answer as to why. Maybe the good guys were white and the bad were black. I don't know, that sounds racist. I could be totally wrong. No, that's not the case actually, because they have the Yukikaze from the other box, and that also has a black base, and these are the same like Space Navy or whatever you want to call it. So it's just random, I guess. Alright, well, let's get to this little fighter in here and see how it differs. So the base is saying this is the Cosmo 0, and I think that's the Derek Wildstar. I don't know the Japanese person's name. I watched Star Blazers, the English version. So this is like the best fighter, I think, in the universe of Star Blazers. And so this is the fighter that came with the other Yamato, and that one is called the Cosmo Tiger 2. So they are quite different actually. So very neat. As far as the actual Yamato goes, let's see if there's major differences here. So this is the one I built before. This is the one after. It looks like it just has better weathering. Like the black paint wash is much more evident on this one. I gotta add the turrets, and also you know what? It is maybe different. It looks like the engine on this one is possibly wider, or it's just a different yellow. But it looks like this one is deeper. This one looks shallower. I don't know. Maybe the mold is just getting old. I don't really see any other differences. I will note that this hole is totally off. It's not concentric, you know. The turret's going to be misplaced. Well, let me put this thing together anyways and look at it that way. Alright, I saved some time and cut all the pieces out already. But I will put this very last one together for you, just to show how difficult it might be to push the turrets into these holes. Because this toy is like 10 years old. Oh my goodness, look how warped this thing is. That hull is not even remotely straight. Or is it supposed to be that way? See, that looks not straight either. It's just cartoonish. What's really exaggerated on this one, that doesn't seem right. But I'd have to dip this whole thing in hot water and try to straighten it out. It definitely looks way off. Let me get that other one from the other series. Yeah, see, that's much straighter. This is totally messed up. I'm gonna go dip this in hot water and see if I can straighten this out. Alright, I'm back. It's a little bit better. I basically just dipped this half of it in hot water, and then I ran some cold water and just held it like that until it cooled off. And it's straight enough for me. Yeah, it's good enough. You get some optical illusion because it's bulging out here in the middle. But anyways, it's good enough. Alright, let's see. We gotta get the turrets on here. So you put the big turrets on first, the lowest one here, like that. Maybe this this one will go a little bit this direction. And then this one is in the back. The antenna is really flexible there. Okay. Now the hard one is the two smaller turrets. So what I found is useful is some really long, thin tweezers just to start the hole off. I'm going to jam this one back in here. Push down on the top with my fingernail. Okay, remove the tweezers, and it's in there. And then just turn it a little bit. So that's the method that works for me. Obviously, you can try different ways. Okay, there we go. So now we have this asteroid ring. As to how it mounts, I don't know. Here's the stand. I don't even see a peg on it. The Yamato definitely goes here. Revert back the instructions, I guess. Oh, there's a little notch in the asteroid ring. Okay. Where's that notch? Oh, there it is. I guess maybe like that would make sense. Unfortunately, the asteroid ring is totally warped as well. I'll be back. I'm going to have to hop dip this. I need this notch to be in the middle. It's just too offset, I think. Or, well... maybe it may make more sense to actually put the asteroid ring on first. Doesn't really want to go on. You see how offset it is? It's a little too crazy. I'm gonna have to come back again. Alright, well, I was mistaken. You know, I thought this was a rectangular notch, which it is, but this is a much bigger rectangular notch. And so you'll see, it's also pretty wide. It's like the widest rock on this asteroid belt. I still dipped it in hot water to make it rounder. You know, as before it was very ovalized. But it seems like that's kind of in the middle now. So let's see now if it pops on. Yeah, it does fit on, but maybe it's on backwards. Oh yeah, it seems to be like a certain way that it goes on, but I also feel like you might want to glue this in place, or with hot water, pinch this onto this stand. For me, for the sake of this video, just gonna use some poster board putty here, poster mount putty. This stuff is gray anyways. So I'm gonna jam some of this in there, and jam this thing on here. Yeah, that's not going to go anywhere. Alright, so now I'll pop the Yamato back on. There, now it's very well done. Okay, cool. And you do have articulation because it's on a ball joint there, so... Okay, it does seem like it's a little low. Maybe I should move this asteroid belt down more, so it's more centered in the circle. Yeah, that's probably better. Alright, so that's enough with that one. And then the plane that this thing comes with is called the Black Tiger. And this is cool. It's got these two yellow arrows on the top, the little cockpit, blunt nose on it. Kind of, I guess that's maybe supposed to mimic a tiger shark, because the front end of them are kind of blunt nosed. Alright, anyways, let's get this thing on here. Alright. So the last one is to build a figure. So I guess it would be logical to start with the torso and then the legs. Is there left and right? They look pretty vertical, so... There is a leg missing. Where is it? Let me track it down. Okay, I found the leg. It seems like there's two different thicknesses of the holes, so be mindful of that. So naturally I'm going to put the big peg in the big hole, and you have to actually pop this clear part past a notch, it seems. There. So you get some articulation. There's no way that's going to fall out. That was a pretty positive walk, because you can see this ring on it. It's just huge. There doesn't seem to be a front or back to the foot. It's just symmetric. Alright, so there we go. So again, I'm not sure why they didn't just mold this thing in red, but whatever. So then the arms, I'm not sure what the front of him is. I guess this is the front of the guy. If that's the case... This is a strange arm. This looks like a thumb here, right? But why is the shoulder... Why is this backwards? Does this articulate? His arm seems backwards. Alright, hold on here. Yeah, this is the back. So this arm is supposed to go in this way, because his thumb is there. So that means this arm goes in here, and this arm looks logical. Kinda, sort of, right? Thumb. It's just that this one looks really strange. But I don't think it articulates. It's just the way it is. Alright, the head pops on, and there's another retainer ring there, so... Yeah, that's a really strong... So well conceived joining system. Just the arms are a bit odd. Alright, so then these antennae go in here, but I think before that I got put in these clear parts to protect the guy's head. And I don't think there's a left or right. So that's just a friction fit there. Well, there is a left and right. So this one has a notch way over here. This one had a notch right in the middle. I'm not sure why they would design stuff with left and rights if it's a symmetric design. It just makes things confusing, unnecessarily complex, you know? If they're symmetric, make the parts identical, so it's easier. Alright, so then these antennae here pop into these little grooves on the side of the head. Being PVC is flexible. Very flexible, actually. So flexible, it's hard to get in there. You twist the head away from the shoulders. Even still, I'm trying to get this square peg in there. There's probably a left and right one of these too. Let me try on this side. And this side went in easy. What about this side? Yep. It might be a left and right antenna, which again, totally unnecessarily complex, I think. Or maybe it's just poor molding. And then we have these hoses that go from the shoulders to the elbows, I guess. And there's like an L shape there. I don't know if these are identical either. I don't think they are. One's an L and one's a T. So this looks like it might be an L. Let me see. Man, why can't they just have round pegs? this looks like an L, a big L. And I think this must go into this groove here. Yeah, alright. And so this T-shaped one, the larger piece, goes into the elbow. Trying to get the orientation right. It's really hard to tell. I think maybe like this. Nope. Maybe like that. Oh. Or this. Or I think I have to clip more off, actually. I think I'll probably have to crazy glue this thing together. That's proving impossible to get into that thing. Let me glue this in, hold on. Alright, so I just glued the antenna in. I didn't glue in the clear pieces because the antenna are kind of trapping them. So I don't think they'll get lost very easily. This is the back of the character. This is the front. So I believe that's the way it's supposed to look. So I guess it kind of helps understand now why the arm is shaped the way it is. It does still seem a little odd the way it to me, this arm. This one seems okay. I guess this is weird because the elbow like is bending in a strange fashion. It's like this wants to be twisted 90 degrees, this elbow, you know? Right now it's bending inwards instead of like upwards. So it's kind of weird. That's what's throwing me off. But I have to say, this might actually be the best figure in this whole set because look at the details of this guy. And you get the articulation of the arms and all that stuff, and the head and the feet and all. It's just a weird robot though, right? So if you like spaceships, maybe you just don't care about this, but I think it looks cool. So the back 5 are carryovers from the first review I did. So if you really want to see the details of those, just look up the other video. The front row though are unique to this set. Although the mold-wise, the carriers are the same as that green one, they're just different colors, but they do come with different ships, so that little fighter planes, so that's neat. And then yeah, this one comes with a different fighter plane, otherwise it's the same Yamato as the other series. But this is all new here, and then that's obviously cool. The Yamato's the same, but it's cool that it has the asteroid ring in that fighter. The only deficiency is there's nowhere to actually mount the asteroid, so I'm probably going to have to drill a hole or something, maybe right here, and just have the asteroid on display because it came with this ship. Alright, well anyways, I would recommend, you know, if you guys are bored one day, just look up on YouTube Star Blazers, and I managed to find the first 2 seasons for free on YouTube, so I think it's a well written story, considering it was written, well, it was made in 1974 originally, so it's kind of interesting that they're thinking about all these weird space things way back then. Where nowadays, you know, sci-fi movies are much more, well, they're just everywhere. Thank you for watching today. If I can, I'm going to try to track down other castings. It's just that these things don't come up for sale very often or at a decent price. Okay, I'll see you guys.